Hey guys, it's Prince Rich with Rich Technology Group, and today's video is called the top 3 VoIP or voice over IP headsets from Jabra. So, with everything that's been going on in current events, as most of you who are watching this may know, working from home, working remotely, or working in some sort of home office or remote locale from a desktop app, is becoming the new norm. Desktop apps and mobile apps. With the adoption, or with more people at the time of this video adopting desktop apps, I have been getting literally dozens and dozens of calls of people that basically ask me, can you make some good headset recommendations and things like that. So for those of you who, are new to this channel or may not know, we have a very close-knit relationship with VOIP Supply, who is one of the leading distributors and, resellers of pretty much all things voice over IP, phones, IP phones, accessories, even on-premise PBXs. And what you may or may not know is, especially during these current events with the pandemic and just, being able to help empower folks to work from home and work remotely and stay productive, one of their most sold items on a daily, probably by the minute, by the hour basis all across the United States is headsets. So I went ahead and I shot a message over to the powers that be at VOIP Supply, and I said, hey, I know that Jabra and Plantronics are the two most sought after headset brands on the market. So for the purposes of this video, the top 3 voice over IP headsets from Jabra, I asked them if they could send me over based on their actual analytics or actual records of, most sold, top 3, number 2, number 1, send me over what that is so I could do a video on them. So in today's video, I'm going to show you guys the top 3 Jabra headsets that VOIP Supply claims are the top 3 most sought after in the United States. And we're going to just touch on each one a little bit in each video. In each segment. One of the things that I want to just throw out there before I get into this is I actually am going to do another video, which I'll tag in this video, which is going to be called the top 3 for Plantronics. So for those of you who are watching that are thinking, oh man, I don't like Jabra, I prefer Plantronics, don't worry, I haven't forgotten about you. I'm going to do this video and I'm going to do another one on the other second most sought after brand, which is Plantronics. So also below this video will be direct links to these items that you see here on VOIP Supply's website. And also in the description below the video, I'm also going to include a coupon code for you guys to get like an extra 5% off or something like that if you need to buy one or more of these. Lastly, if you're somebody who's watching this that's like a large outfit, like you need dozens of headsets or more than that for maybe a call center or some sort of special application, I recommend that you contact the folks at VoIP Supply by phone or by chat. Let them know that Prince Rich with Rich Technology Group sent you, and they'll hook you up with special pricing, especially if you're buying a lot or a large quantity of headsets, of your choosing. So anyways, let's jump right into this. So the first headset that I want to talk about is the one that is here on my screen. According to Voice over IP Supply, this is the number 3 most sold headset out of the bunch. It is the Jabra Evolv 20 UC with stereo sound quality. So let's dive into some of the specifics here. Let's see. Quick description, it says the Jabra Evolv 20 UC stereo is a corded stereo headset for VoIP soft phones. The Jabra Evolv 20 UC stereo has noise canceling technology. That's a huge plus. Noise reduction, ear cushions, and a busy indicator light that makes this headset perfect for office use. It looks like here that it runs for about $55, which is actually a pretty good price. I actually like this kind of build. I know some of you have seen the ones where it's got like the actual earphone on one side and then it has like the clip or whatever and the ear is open on the other side. I don't dig those. I find them uncomfortable, and I also find it weird that I can't hear the sound in both ears symmetrically. I don't like the whole asymmetrical sound thing or whatever. Some people prefer that, but it's not really my style. So if you're one of those people, this is a great one. The other thing I'd like to point out about this one before we get into some of the other details is this is actually stereo. What you'll find with a lot of headsets is many of them are mono. I guess if you want to listen to music on the thing too, I guess that's great. But I sit on conferences all day long every day. So me personally, I like good high quality sound. For somebody who's watching, it may not be a big deal for you, and you might think stereo mono, I'm not going to listen to music with it, it's for phone calls. But keep in mind, nowadays people are doing Zoom calls, Microsoft Teams, Amazon Chime, all that kind of stuff. So, it's not a bad thing to have something that's got some decent stereo quality sound and has also got symmetrical earphones instead of leaving one ear open. A couple of things I want to show you guys that I want to go over with this thing really quick. So what I wanted to find in here really quick for you guys is what the standard of USB actually is, because it specifically said that it was a headset for soft phones, but what I want to know is what type of USB this is. And the reason I bring this up is, and I cover this in some other videos where I review IP phones, many IP phones that we review, and we got many more coming up. Most IP phones take a regular USB port. They don't take USB-C, which is the new standard. So an IP phone wouldn't have USB-C, so I want to find out really quick if this thing is regular USB or USB-C. That is actually a really good question, and I'm not sure, to be quite honest with you guys. But that is a question that you could find out from the peeps over at VOIP Supply. It says USB charging, so we're just going to assume that this thing uses regular USB, like your standard traditional USB and not USB-C. Because if that's the case, it means you can not only obviously plug this into a computer to be able to make calls on a soft phone or use like a Zoom meetings or Microsoft Teams or an Amazon Chime or Vonage meetings. It also means that you could plug this directly into an IP phone, which I've got a bunch of them sitting over here. So, that's to be determined. Again, that's one of the nice things about VOIP Supply. Unlike some of your other sources where you may save a buck, like Amazon, where there's no tech support, to speak of, that's the nice thing about VOIP Supply is you could pick up the phone and call these guys, or just email me, and then I can email the powers that be. I know plenty of engineers and techs over at VOIP Supply and just say, hey, Prince, what are the specs on this? And I can get somebody in the loop that can answer the questions. But we're going to assume that this thing uses traditional USB, which if that is the case, it means that this would work on a laptop or desktop computer, and you could also plug it into the newer IP phones that have a traditional USB port already on them, which is for headsets and other, recording accessories and things like that. So anyways, let's move on to, I wanted to give you guys some reviews. I went online and I did a little research on all of these that we're going to go over. And I actually did pull some reviews, some goods and bads for each one, just to give you guys a little bit of variety of what people are saying about these things. So for the Jabra Evolv UC Stereo, some of the reviews that I picked up were wonderfully made, great craftsmanship, excellent quality for the price, great to travel with. And then some other person, I had to pick something bad. I can't just throw all the good in there. One person had a long drawn out review that said, caller on the other side cannot hear me that well or hear me at all. Now, knowing what I know from working in the field with voice over IP for many years, and then now in my current position, I'm kind of like sales, marketing, and consulting for VOIP for people all across the US. Usually when somebody on the other end can't hear you well, that's usually not an issue with your phone system or even your accessories or headset or handset. Sometimes it might be, but if the person that you're talking to says they can't hear you that well, like the sound quality is shoddy, but on your end it's pretty good, I would almost bet my money on it that that's something on the other person's end. But that was the only real negative review that I could find on this thing when I really dug a bit. So anyways, on to the next one. Number 2 is the Jabra Evolv 40UC Stereo. Now this one, you guys, out of the 3 that we're going to review today, I got to honestly say this is my personal favorite. I really, really I know that a lot of people, especially like females that have the hair, the very stylish hair going on, and even maybe, men that might have, the hair gel or the stylish hair going on, they may not like a headset that has a bow on the top like this that is that thick or that bulky. Me personally, I like that. I don't usually prefer the headsets that have the very thin bow that goes across the over the top of my head. I like the ones that feel sturdy and feel like they've got quality. Now, as you can see, this one, the Jabra Evolv 40UC Stereo, it's quite a bit more expensive. It's $115. It's $115 approximately. Don't forget, I got coupon codes for you guys, and I also got some people at VOIP Supply that can hook you up if you need to buy if you need to buy more than one of these for yourself and some others or a team. But That's actually not a bad price. So let's look at this one really quick. The Jabra Evolv 40UC stereo is a corded stereo headset for VOIP soft phones, mobile phones, and tablets. The Jabra Evolv 40UC has noise canceling technology, noise reduction ear cushions, and a busy indicator light that makes this headset perfect for office use. So more or less, it sounds like it's got the same features as the other one. Let's take a look and see. It looks a little heavier and a little sturdier. Little bit more expensive, so I can only assume that it's probably got better, better stereo capability, better speakers, better noise canceling, and better microphone in it. Well, they got a video here, but I don't know how long that is, so we're not going to play that, guys. Let's see if we can find out what interface this uses. It says the headset is also adapted with USB using its 3.5 millimeter jack to easily connect to your PC, smartphone, or tablet. So this looks like it's got a multitude of ways that you can connect. You can probably connect this not only to a computer, but it looks like you can also connect it to a computer or a phone with not only USB, but a 3.5 millimeter jack, which is actually pretty impressive. So it looks like it's got a couple of ways that you can connect. So again, runs for about $115, obviously before my coupon code and before any other discounts you may be able to get through my homeboys and homegirls over at VOIP Supply. If you need to buy more than one of these or you need to buy a lot of these, let's look at some of the reviews on this one that I gathered. Some of the reviews that I gathered on this one was really solid headset, super comfy. I could see that. Those earphones to me, they look like really nice, like fake leather. Like they look like they're probably pretty soft and nice. You know what? Can we blow this up? Oh, we can. I like how this mic actually looks like it's heavier than some of the others. Let's see here. So really solid headset, super comfy, higher quality audio for conference calls. That's kind of what I was assuming. I figured that this would have a little bit higher or better quality audio than what you would expect out of some of the lower end stuff because it's about double the price and the speakers look much bigger and bulkier. It looks like you're getting a bit more speaker and a bit more mic for your buck than some of the other cheaper ones. One person said in here didn't last very long. Shop elsewhere. I don't know. I'm thinking maybe they got a dud. I mean, for most of the reviews that I dug up on this thing, it was mostly positive reviews with very few people saying, it was a piece of crap or, it broke or I had a malfunction. So, there's always a dud. You can't go without those. So, just wanted to throw that one out there. So anyways, I think of the three that I reviewed, if it were me, this is the one that I would pick. So anyways, let's move on to number one. All right. Number one is the Jabra Evolv 20MS Mono. Now, one thing I'd like to point out about this really quick is, if you notice, the other two that we reviewed, they were both stereo. This one is mono, but this is the most sold one according to VOIP Supply. So let's see why, because I'm a little confused here. Now, as I already mentioned earlier, well, now I already know part of it is the price point. This is, let's just double check. Yeah, this is without question the cheapest of the bunch from the pricing standpoint. So I can understand why this one would maybe sell the most, especially if you figure if you call up somebody like VOIP Supply and say, hey, I need 100 of these, you're definitely not going to pay $50. You're going to get a break, like a pretty serious break. You got to also remember with everything that's going on at the time of this video, businesses have been kind of thrown into the whole, I've got to work from home. I've got to get the equipment and accessories that I need in an already what for many is a hurting or trying economy, to be able to work remotely and access my phone through a headset and comfortably and use my mobile app and so on and so forth. So I could see why this one at a price point of $50 before discounts, special pricing, whatever it may be, is pretty attractive. Now, while the price looks really nice, I will say, me personally, I mentioned this at the beginning of the video, I really don't like the idea of the not symmetrical headphones. I don't like the idea of not having sound on both ears. For some of you watching, you might be thinking, well, I work in an office or I work in a house where I need to be able to hear what's going on. I get that. I got 5 kids, so it's the other way around. I need to be able to cancel sound out, not only through my mic, but also just so that I'm not distracted and I don't hear it on my ears. So I prefer not only the better sound quality and the symmetrical, feel of dual headsets, I personally do not like those little clip, I don't know what you call these things, ladies and gentlemen, but this thing right here, if you can see this, these little clip thingamajiggets, I honestly cannot stand those things. I find that they dig into the top or the back part of my ear, and they're just not comfortable. But hey, who am I to say whether it's a good or bad headset or not? If VOIP Supply says that that's the number one that they sell for all things Jabra headset, I'm not going to knock it. Somebody out there loves this baby. Again, it's not stereo, it's mono only. But, for a lot of people, that's probably not a big deal. For me, the headphones that I use as a microphone, I also use them to watch Netflix when I'm in the office and to listen to music videos on YouTube and to listen to music on Google Play and all that. So I like to have a headset that not only has decent quality for my conferences, but also has decent quality for my leisure stuff and for relaxation and stuff like that. Let's look at a few things here. The Jabra Evolv 20ms Mono is a one-ear, well, we already know that, link optimized, and I'm not even sure what that means. I guess that's for a future video later. Corded stereo headset for VOIP soft phones. The Jabra Evolv 20ms Mono has noise cancellation technology, a noise reduction ear cushion, and a busy indicator light that makes this headset perfect for office use. Let's go down and look at a few more things here. It says USB charging, noise cancellation, over-the-head wearing style, of course, wideband and hi-fi headset. I don't know what that means, so maybe we'll cover that in another video. Again, that's the number one. Let's look at what the survey says. So, some of the reviews that I found on this one was, sounds excellent. Love it. Thinking about buying more of these for the entire team. Long battery life. I mean, very long. And then the final one was somebody that said, not very comfortable. I kind of already figured that because it looks like it's a little bit more wiry than the other ones. It looks like it's pretty lightweight, but again, I could see this thing just really digging into the back of your ear and not being comfortable. If you're somebody like me and you sit on conferences all day from like 6 a.m. in the morning until sometimes 9 p.m. at night. So anywho, that sums up what I found to be the top 3 voice over IP headsets from Jabra for, IP phones, for computers, for video conferencing, all that kind of stuff. If you're watching this video and you're interested in any of the headsets that I have covered in this video, below this video, I'm going to have a direct link to Voice over IP Supply's website for each one of these. Don't forget, I'm going to also have a coupon code down there for you guys as well for you to use, if you decide to purchase online. If you're watching this and you're somebody that needs more than one of these, I recommend that you get with me so that I can hook you up with somebody over at VOIP Supply because they'll be able to shave a little bit off the price. But more importantly, the folks over there at VOIP Supply, they're awesome. They aren't just salespeople. They're literally like technicians, engineers, they're gurus. They're going to want to ask you questions like, what phones do you have? What computer are you using? To make sure that the model that you're looking at will work perfectly with what you're trying to do. If they find that it's not, these guys sell any and everything voice over IP, so they'll be able to basically direct you to another headset within your similar price budget and range and, and quality and features that you're looking for that will do what it is that you're trying to accomplish. So anyways, that concludes this video. Prince Rich with Rich Technology Group, your go-to guy for the best deals on business phone and internet service in the United States. I'll catch you guys again in the next video.